Welcome back to the MJ Studios.
Today, we have our special guest star, Ophelia. We're going to be talking about the book Hamlet and everything that just happens and goes through. We're going to get a better perspective on things and see what she has to say for us today. So, I would just like to bring out our special guest star, Ophelia.
Let's go.
Let's go. You broke the mud. It's a pleasure being here, guys. Thank you so much.
Oh yeah, we're very glad you're here.
Thank you. It's an honor being here. MJ Studios. It's a prestigious place.
Yeah.
So we just have a few questions for you.
Of course, and I have a few answers for you.
Alright, Ophelia, what new information did we learn about you in scene 4?
Well, let me tell you a little something about scene 4. In scene 4, something you learn about me is my mental state isn't as good as what you originally thought it would be. You know, I'm struggling hard with the death of my father, and I just feel like I don't have many people there for me. You see in Act 4 that I get on stage and I start singing these really inappropriate songs for the times back then, and you know, people don't really like that. You know, actually, I'll rehearse one of the songs for you right now if you want.
Okay.
Okay, it goes. How should I your true love know from another one by his cockle hat and staff and his saddle shoe? And that's it. That's it. That's about it.
So I can totally understand why people thought that song was inappropriate.
That's about all it is. Yeah. It was very bad. Very bad.
Okay. So and what would help an someone portray you?
Well, something that would help an actor portray me is, you know, they better really start acting depressed, because you know I am just not doing good. My mental state is deteriorating day by day. So you know, if they want to get a character for me, they better be pretty sad. Let me tell you.
Yeah.
Pretty sad.
Okay, so when you went on stage and you were singing those songs, what were you trying to achieve, or what was your objective?
Well, that's really hard to say, because I wasn't a particular character that was mentioned too much throughout scene or Act 4. When I did not go on stage, I handed out a lot of roses to people and tried to gather people up. And also, I sang a lot of very inappropriate songs, and people could really tell that I was in need for some help. I would say, if anything, it would be more of a cry for help. When I was on stage, I tried to, you know, I feel like I was trying to get people's attention a little bit, and you know, having to cope with the death of my father wasn't very easy for me. It just wasn't. Next question.
Are you crying? Alright, so I got another question for you.
Okay, I'm ready
So
to answer.
how would you say other characters feel about you?
Well, I would say other characters feel almost a slight pity for me, if you can imagine. Yeah.
Why pity?
Well, in scene 5 of Act 4, Horatio asks Gertrude to go and talk to me about everything that's happening because of all the songs that I'm singing and how I'm acting out. It's attracting a lot of unwanted attention to the Queen. But Gertrude, I guess she didn't want to come talk to me or something. Like,
That's weird.
Like what's wrong with me? Am I burning? Am my hair not done right? But I feel almost like a pity, like it's pitiful almost, because she eventually came and talked to me, but that's only because Horatio had to convince her to come and talk to me, because you know she wanted to try and talk me out of everything because I was embarrassing the Queen or something. I don't know. Yeah.
Okay, well. Alright, so
Time for a commercial. The breeze when you wildly stinky. And welcome back to MJ Studios.
So we're back, and we're gonna bring in once again our special guest star, Ophelia. We're gonna bring back Ophelia. Should we go check on it?
Let's go check.
Alright, hold on.
hot. Shoot.
Dude, I hope she's okay. She's been in there for a while.
Yeah, what the heck?
Where is she? Ophelia!
Hell yeah.
Ophelia! Oh, shit! Dude,
Call 911.
dude, do you think we can get sued? Dude,
That's it. Call my lawyer too.
you got it?
Welcome back to MJ Studios.
So, we have some breaking news. Our guest star, Ophelia, we just found her. She drowned.
I'm back. Scary.
So we're glad to have you back, even though you died already. But we still have some questions for you. So one of them is, how do you think you affect everyone around you?
Well, the news of my death was very tragic for the queen. The first person to find out about my death was Gertrude. She went down to the riverside to find my body floating down the river. I was sitting on this branch on the riverbed and doing my croquet, and the branch broke, and I stumbled into the river and hit my head, and I ended up drowning to death. So it was a very big impact to all the characters in the scene during it.
Okay. So, how do you impact the play? Do you give any insight about Hamlet?
I affect the play in a very weird way in Act 4.
Okay.
I am, what you would say, a burden to some people because of my heartache for the death of my father. I didn't handle it very well, and one day I was by the river, and like I said, I drowned to death, and here I am again, a ghost. And so I affected different people. The queen, I constantly embarrassed her, and I just caused her heartache with my death, and so yeah, that's how I affected the people.
Okay. So, with like all your behavioral issues and everything that's been going on, what questions do you think aroused by that?
Well, I guess the question would be, who is helping me through this, and why is this affecting me so hard? I feel like if anyone's father who would have died, people would be handling it, maybe not the same, but just as hard in a different way. So, any questions that people that arouse would be, and why Gertrude didn't want to come and talk to me immediately, and why it took so long and so much convincing for her to actually come and talk to me about what was going on.
Okay. Well, now that you brought up your father, how do you feel about your father? I miss him very much. It's a very hard thing for me to try and deal with his death. And, I thought he was a very good man, and I just miss him a ton. I do.
I understand.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, well thank you very much for being our guest on this show.
Thank you. It was a pleasure being here. It was very nice meeting you all, and thank you for letting me be here. It was a good time.